Hi, it's Nell, and this video is all about growing a ponytail palm as an indoor plant. So stick around for care and growing tips. I upload videos here on a regular basis all about gardening, both indoors and outdoors, probably more on indoor gardening. So if that piques your interest, I would love to have you subscribe and come back and watch more videos. A few quick things. So I am feeling much better. Some of you know that I've had a really bad rash, which has been so itchy, almost uncontrollably so. But I saw my ace doctor on Thursday, just a couple days ago, so we are getting very close to what is going on, so I'm very happy about that. So having a little time off has given me some time to think, which is what is wonderful about taking a little break from work, as I've been doing. And I am going to start uploading videos here at YouTube. Instead of 4 a month, I'm going to do 2, because I want to concentrate more on my blog, my website. That is my baby. That's where most of my income comes from. So I will not be doing videos to go along with every blog post. But what I will do is, when I am filming a video, I will tell you what the post was for the week before. So if it is something you're interested in, you can go and check it out. But I'm not leaving YouTube. I'm just cutting back on it just because it takes a lot of time to do videos, and I'd rather concentrate on my website. And this lovely plant here is a philodendron Congo. I will be doing a post on that soon. I don't know if I'll do the video, but it's a really cool, philodendron. It's just outside enjoying a bit of air, and the ponytail palm is over there. I believe you can see it in the frame. I'm not currently growing a ponytail palm indoors, but I did grow one in San Francisco, and also when I worked for the interior scaping company in that field, I maintained quite a few ponytail palms in offices. So this is all about growing a ponytail palm as a houseplant indoors. I'm going to do a separate post on growing ponytail palms outdoors. I'm not going to do a video on that. It'll be a post. But for this particular video, I'm going to cover 5 points and a few things good to know. And then the rest of the information will be in the blog post, and the links to blog posts are always down below and also on my website, joyousgarden.com. So how are ponytail palms used? They are used mainly as tabletop plants indoors. Flora plants, they get very expensive because they grow very, very slowly. So you will probably see them sold in the houseplant trade mainly as a tabletop plant. And the sizes that they come in, I've seen them ranging from 2-inch pots all the way up to 15-gallon or 14-inch pots for indoors. Outdoors, I've seen them in 24-inch boxes. That's when they get really tall and they get a really long trunk to them. So now you can see my ponytail palm here. It has 3 heads, and I bought it as a 6-inch plant, very small. It might have been 10 inches tall at the Santa Barbara Farmers Market. It grew outdoors there, and it grows outdoors here in Tucson. Oh, there's so much light in the background, but that's Tucson. Anyway, on to the care, and the first point is exposure. Speaking of the sun, when you are growing a ponytail palm indoors, it needs high light. It does best in this, situation. If you have it in moderate light, it'll do okay, but it'll start to get really thin at the top and it'll really lean toward the light. So you definitely want to have it in as high light as possible without having it in a hot window. You don't want it up against any hot glass. And that new growth does tend to lean towards the light like any plant does. So you can give it a quick rotation so that the new growth will even out and grow straight instead of be one-sided. So on to watering. I'm pulling back the leaves so you can see the bases here. You'll sometimes hear them referred to as a bulbous base. I call them the bulb. There's other things they're called, but that's not the point. And you can see how it's nice and fat, and it grows as the plant grows, and it stores water in here. It stores water in its very thick roots, and it also stores water in there. So it is very important to not overwater these plants, especially indoors. How often you water it will depend on the pot size, the light it's in, the temperature, but a general rule is every 3 to 4 weeks, and in the winter time every 6 weeks. But you will have to adjust it to your home environment. That watering guide. So I'm going to include a soil mix in on one of the points I'm going to talk about. And it likes very well drained soil. And that is because it does store water, so you don't want anything too heavy. So if you're using a potting soil, you want to mix a fair amount of perlite or pumice in there to really loosen it up. But you have to be careful if you're using potting soil. I've got mine planted in succulent and cactus mix, and I find that that lessens the chance of overwatering. It also helps the roots to stay nice and aerated because it is a very fast draining and loose mix. And I have a DIY succulent and cactus mix, recipe, which I will leave in the blog post. And if I remember, I will leave it in the description box down below. So the next tip that I'm going to cover is pruning. This plant doesn't need a lot of pruning. I've never really pruned one. The lower leaves will turn yellow, and they'll either fall off on their own or you can pull them off, and that is how the plant gets taller. Well, it's not how the plant gets taller, but it happens as the plant gets taller. This part grows, and then the lower leaves will turn, and you can take them off, but it's a very slow process. You're not going to get a lot of them at one time at all. But this plant does have brown tips on them. On it, it's a reaction to the dry air, and if that bothers you, you can prune them off. On to pets, like cats and dogs, because I know that many of you have them, as do I. And the Ponytail Palm is considered to be non-toxic. So it's a safe one to have around your pets. I consult the ASPCA website for all of my information on that. I'm not sure about dogs because I haven't had a dog in a long, long time. I've had cats, but I do know that they like to chew on the leaves because they're really nice and, crunchy, so they can munch, munch, munch on the leaves. So they're not going to kill your cat by any means at all, but it could make them sick because they are kind of scratchy and thick, so if they swallow them. So they are safe, but kitties do like to chew on them. So a couple things good to know. As I said in the beginning, they grow painfully slowly, especially indoors. So don't expect a lot of fast growth, like you see with a pothos or a plant like that. It's a slow grower. And then the other thing, as I said, they are very prone to brown tips. I'm talking tips about that much. Outdoors, mine here in the desert, it grows year round, so the tips are a lot, bigger on that, but you're going to get a little bit of brown tipping on yours, and that is a reaction to the dry air. So those are the points I wanted to cover here in the video. Everything else like propagation, temperature, humidity, pests, that'll all be in the blog post and more. Other things good to know, and the link will be down below for you. And as I said, also on my website. So ponytail palms make great house plants, and they're easy care. I have grown them for years, and the two most important things to remember are high light and low water. So I hope you have found this video to be helpful, and I thank you for all your likes and your subscribes. I really appreciate them. I have more videos coming your way, so stay tuned for those. Now let's get out into the garden or into our indoor gardens and make our worlds a more beautiful place. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.